What business model should you choose selling on Amazon in 2025? You've probably heard loads of different things, but trust me, all you need to do is watch this video and I'm going to explain clearly which business model to choose to generate the most amount of money and also make sure that it fits your situation and your standards. Make sure to stay to the end as I'm going to give a ranking of each one and give you a detailed explanation on which one you should choose. So let's get straight into it. In terms of business models with Amazon FBA, the way it works is there's different ways to sell. So as you know, or if you don't know, Amazon FBA is where you resell branded items back onto Amazon, or you just resell products on Amazon using their platform, where Amazon do all the customer service for you, they deliver to the customer, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Now, within Amazon FBA, the key part that I said about selling branded items is where do you get those items from? And this is what establishes the business models. So where you get the items from makes each business model unique. So the first business model is essentially retail arbitrage, is called, where you buy from retail stores, so in stores maybe like this. The second business model is online arbitrage, where you buy online, so you're sitting on your laptop and buying from places maybe like Argos and Currys and so forth. The third business model is Amazon FBA Wholesale, which involves buying from brands or distributors, so they're like massive companies and so forth. And then the fourth business model is unique bundles, which is a little bit different. It's where you actually launch your own products. So this stays away from branded items a little bit. This is where you kind of launch your own products. And then the fifth one is private label, which is kind of the top don, which is where you launch your own brand and then you sell that brand on Amazon. And I'm going to go through each one, so make sure to stay to the end. So the first business model, retail arbitrage. So who should do retail arbitrage? Why should you do it? And is it even that good? Well, in 2025, it's definitely become a lot harder to find really good discounted items in stores. However, retail arbitrage is really good for those of you that maybe start with about £300, £400, £500 low capital, and you just want to kind of warm up to Amazon FBA. You want to kind of learn how things go. You want to get yourself out there. You want to kind of get real life practical experience. And this involves, and I've done this in one of my other videos, so make sure to check that out, on how you can actually do retail arbitrage. But you go into stores, maybe like Smith's or maybe like TK Maxx or even like Tesco. You go to the sections which are maybe clearance, or you just go to sections in general, and then you scan the products and then you look for them for a profit. Now, what are the positives with this business model? Well, the positives is that you can start with low money, so you don't need a lot of money to start this. You also kind of get hands-on experience by being in store and kind of immersing yourself into Amazon FBA. But the negatives of this business is, especially for people who are new, it's, you know, you need a car, you need time. I think time is the main one, which is why I don't do it. You do need to dedicate 1-2 hours of your day to go and do it. And how much profit are you going to be making in that time compared to doing it on your laptop from home? So that's another thing. So that's kind of the positives and negatives. I would score it maybe 6 out of 10. I think it's quite good for beginners. However, when you do get to the level where you've got a lot more money, you have more knowledge, I would kind of stay away from it because it is quite 50-50. Maybe dedicate 1 day a week for it. Don't be doing it every day. It's not something that works every day. Learn when there are the deals going on and then maybe head down then. And that's where it will probably be the best and the middle ground for you. So that's retail arbitrage. I think 6 out of 10 is pretty fair for it. The second business model that I mentioned is online arbitrage. Now, online arbitrage involves you buying products online, sitting on your laptop from maybe stores, like I said, like Superdrug, Boots, Currys, Argos, loads of different stores, and you're buying them, sitting on your laptop, almost like doing online shopping, which is why it's called online arbitrage. Now, what are the benefits of this business model? Well, the benefits of this business model is, one, you don't have to leave your house. You can do this from anywhere. You can do this on a holiday, if anything. You can do this in Dubai, you can do this in Thailand, you can do this in Australia, you can do it from wherever because it's online. You don't physically have to be there. So I really do like this business model. This is perfect for anyone. So even if you've got £300-400 to start, you can do it. Even if you've got 6 figures, you can do it. But with this business model, the more money that you do have, the more products you have to find. So that's one negative with this business model. You need to find loads of products because what happens is there's a lot of kind of quantity limit. So maybe you can only buy 3 items of one product. You can buy 5 maximum of another product. And what this means is that it's a volume game. You need to buy as many products as possible and then be able to stock them and send them in. So it requires you to do quite a lot of management as well. What would I score this business model out of 10? Well, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I do think it's better than retail arbitrage. But me personally, I'm not a massive fan of it because you are spending most of your time just sourcing products. That's what you have to do. And If you're someone who doesn't want to just sit on their laptop all day and just be finding products, then it might not be for you. But if you are someone who just enjoys that, you don't really want to talk to anyone, you just want to sit there and sit on your laptop all day, it's perfect. And if you're someone who's got, you know, a decent amount of capital and you can manage things in the right way, and you're happy to hold items, because with online arbitrage, you're buying a lot of stock, you're going to have to hold it in your inventory in Amazon, which isn't a big deal because Amazon store it, but you're going to have to basically manage your inventory a lot better. You're not going to have 5 items that make you loads of sales. You're going to have like 50 items that all make little bits of sales. So you have to manage it a bit more. But this is perfect for those of you maybe that start with about £500. And then if you do have more money, that's kind of the trade-off where I said you have to manage things a bit better. So you can decide. It's definitely really, really good when you've got between 500 to 1.5K. But I think when you've got more than 5, 10K, it does become a lot more workload for you. So consider that. I'd score it 7 out of 10 and take it from there. Next business model, and my favorite, the one that I do 90% of my portfolio is Amazon Wholesale. Now this involves buying in bulk. So remember I said with online arbitrage, you have quantity limits. Now the issue with quantity limits is you can only buy a certain amount of products, which means you have to buy more products, if you get what I mean. Whereas with wholesale, you're buying in bulk. So with wholesale, I mean, I was doing like 5K profit a month, 30K revenue a month with like 4 products. It's very, very doable because one product can generate you £3,000–4,000 a month, and that's one product. All you have to do is manage that one product rather than manage loads, if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I preferred Amazon Wholesale. Now this involves working with brands directly or buying from distributors. So this involves doing a lot more like phone calls, meetups. It's all about relationships and it's all about sales. So in my opinion, it felt like a real business, even like a 9 to 5 almost. But it felt like doing something real and learning valuable skills. So wholesale for me, I rate kind of a 9 out of 10. You know, it's something that you learn so much within the business that if you were to ever exit Amazon, you have already learned so many business lessons that you can apply elsewhere. Whereas I felt like online arbitrage, you're just basically a reseller and your business isn't even sellable as well. So how could you sell your business? Whereas wholesale, you could technically sell your relationships, etc., the brand accounts that you have, because they're going to generate you a certain amount of profit per month. So you could even exit your business in that way. So for me, wholesale is a 9 out of 10. But, you know, being unbiased, what's the negatives about wholesale? Well, with wholesale, I would say the competition is a lot more fierce. If you do have other sellers on the listings, they're going to be big sellers. So they're going to be quite more competitive. I'd say you need a lot more money as well up front. So, you know, you need about 2–3K plus to start, I think, or 2K I'd say is kind of your minimum, which is why I say build it up with online arbitrage first. Another negative is obviously the packing. So that you need to outsource that. You need to get like a prep center because you're buying hundreds or thousands of units. You need probably someone else to pack it. And then people do say that your profit margins is lower with wholesale, but with my strategy, it's not. I average quite a high profit margin if you learn from me. And if you want to learn how you can actually do online arbitrage and wholesale, because those two are my specialities, and run your business to 6 figures, make sure to check out the links in the description on the group coaching and the one-to-one, which is churning out tons and tons of successful results, like my student Sane, who just did 8.5K last month, my student Cedric, my student Yasir, who just hit 6 figures. So there's tons of results there, and that will be for you if you want to get to that level. Now the last 2 business models I'll combine. So it's unique bundles and private labels. So unique bundles is where you actually get like a wholesale item that sells well, and then you add a private label product to it. Now this business model is really, really good because you get to add value to a product and you're the only seller selling it. You have to run it through your own brand, which is fine. But usually the profit margins are so high. So again, you don't have to have tons and tons of products. You can have quite a few, but higher profit margins, which is always great. And the products are replenishable. You're selling the same products every month. Online arbitrage, the issue with that is you need new products every month a lot of the time. Even wholesale, most of the time you can replenish the same products, but sometimes you need new ones as well. Whereas with bundles, you're just selling the same stuff every month and growing that portfolio, which is great. Now, the only issue with bundles is recently Amazon's policies have cracked down on them a little bit. So you just need to be up to date with it. Because you are listing brands under your own brand, there's some issues with that. And also you have to pump a bit of money into ads. You need to learn how to do that, same as private label. So you need a lot more money to start bundles, in my opinion. And you want to be launching them a lot. You want to be launching loads and loads of bundles, which again requires a lot of capital. I'd say maybe starting with 5K plus is ideal. And again, you need to be an experienced Amazon seller, I think, to jump into bundles. You need to have done Amazon before with lower risk to even learn it. So me personally, bundles is like a 6 out of 10 again. It's okay. Positives, again, it's your own listing, but negatives, the idea of ads, the idea of, you know, creating the listing takes quite a lot of time for it maybe not even to do well and so forth. But again, positives and negatives to it. It is still a good business model. And like I said, lastly is private label, where you launch your own brand. Now, I won't get into too much detail about it because I haven't done it myself, but you're launching your own brand. What you're doing is you're putting that brand on Amazon. Again, you need ads, you need to buy from China, suppliers. You need a lot more money as well. And it's going to take you a bit more time. But again, it's your own brand, so it's sellable. It's also, you have no other sellers to compete with, and you get to determine how far that brand goes. You get to push it, and it's something that you can, like I said, you can exit. So I still think it's like an 8 or 9 out of 10. But again, it just requires a lot more to start and a lot more experience, I think, in terms of e-commerce as a whole. So yeah, those are the business models. In my opinion, look, if you have and you want to start Amazon FBA, you've got about 1K or 1.5K to 3K. You want to do online arbitrage and wholesale, so you want to learn that. That's literally what we teach in the group coaching. We go through that 8 weeks worth of learning. We learn everything you need to know, online arbitrage and wholesale together, even a bit of retail arbitrage. Learn that, get to 6 figures, and then after that you can maybe do private label, for example. That's definitely something I'm going to do, for example. And if you got below kind of £500, then start with retail arbitrage and a bit of online arbitrage. Watch my free YouTube guide as well to learn on how you can find products and go from there. So that's everything you need to know about what the best business model is on Amazon FBA. Make sure that you subscribe, you like the video, comment also what your favorite one is, and it'll be interesting to know. And I will see you all soon.